Unbelievable.
And you're gross. The Immortal's like 2,000 years old, you know.
In my last Invincible video, I yapped a bit about Immortal, and honestly, the more I wrote, the more I read, and the more I talked about this guy, the more I actually liked him. Now there is a character that I think would not have this kind of impact on me. That character is no less than Dupli-Kate. Now, I will still try to pull a Saul Goodman and give this lady the best defense money can buy. However, I'm assuming this video will make no revenue, so I guess this will be a free defense. If you don't want this to be a free defense, subscribe, or you could also become a member. Thank you very much. Now on with the video. Dupli-Kate is a young hero with the ability to duplicate herself. Whenever a duplicate dies, she can just spawn another one. An incredibly overpowered ability that she and her twin brother possess, which is where the first criticism of Dupli-Kate starts. The power scalers of Invincible have taken a look at Kate and decided that she doesn't use her powers as optimally as Multi-Paul does. It's a decent criticism if you're looking through the lens of purely being an audience, but once you start to unlock empathy as an option, you'll realize that some people are just more skilled than others. Mark isn't great in handling his own powers, for example, which is why he just keeps learning the hard way, and Kate is very similar in that regard. Now, she doesn't improve a lot, which is frustrating, of course, but it's not unrealistically bad. Power scalers have always got a lot to say about many Invincible characters, and usually I completely disagree with them. To me, it really doesn't matter how strong a character is. My favorite Invincible character is Debbie, for God's sake. She'd get clapped by anyone in the show. You have to remember that Dupli-Kate is a superhero, though. She saves lives on a daily basis. She's not a bad person just because she's a bit cranky towards her colleagues. She's probably a better person than most of us, the audience. I don't know about you, but the best thing I've done in the past few weeks is help a man carry his bags to a different bus stop. That does not compare to saving lives or taking down big threats. From what we've seen, she doesn't seem like a bad person, but there isn't a lot of scenes in her favor, apart from maybe her talking to her brother in prison. We learned that Multi-Paul chose for himself and chose to go for money instead of saving people, where Kate chose to be and stay with the government so she can save people, become a superhero, become someone good. She chose this path. So that does give us some sympathy towards her character. However, her retiring doesn't really make much sense though. She seems like she's around 20, and if we compare her to other heroes her age, she's the only one that quit early. Even Monster Girl didn't quit, even though there's a great risk to her power, which just goes to show how incredibly dedicated and awesome most of these heroes are. I wouldn't say choosing for yourself after the traumatic experiences she went through would make you a bad person, but it does leave a very bad taste in our mouths. And I think most of the disgust we hold against her is mostly because we compare her to Rex, who has been shot through the head and still kept going until he had to explode his skeleton to kill an Invincible variant. Comparison is the thief of joy, and to compare any human being to one of the amazingly dedicated characters of Invincible would always be a bad comparison. Kate is still a better person than most, even if her attitude isn't that great to her colleagues. But it is the only criticism I don't have a great defense for. Sure, she's gone through a lot, I bet, but she is constantly scolding and insulting everyone around her, and there is nothing to say about that. Immortal is also rude to others, but he has dedicated his entire thousands of years to Earth. For Kate, there's not a lot to say about her attitude, apart from her maybe being just young and not having developed emotional maturity yet. But that would make her even less likable, and even more so, it would make seem Immortal like even more of a creep. There's a lot of potential in her character, from her powers to her experiences and through the relationships she has with, for example, Eve. But this is honestly a very hard to defend character. She might very well be one of the worst characters in the show, sharing a throne with Amber, which I could go on about all day as well. So in conclusion, I tried to defend her, but as you can see on the timecode, I had to fold quite quickly. And if she does at some point get more screen time, I hope that she can be redeemed somehow. I honestly don't think that she's beyond that point. But for now, This was a flimsy defense of Dupli-Kate. Thank you so much for watching. The last video I made about Immortal absolutely blew up, and I would love for this video to do the same. We are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and although this video quality wise was definitely less good than the Immortal one, I am still very happy that I made this video. And if you have any comments about anything Dupli-Kate, throw it all down there, from hate comments to defenses to whatever. I do think that she's one of the worst characters, and I tried to give her an unbiased defense, but sometimes all you can do is yap and hope something hits. That's what I did today. I hope you liked it. Cheers.